we want to open Bookabong website that I have here bookmarked. Select the business category, extract the number of votes and book names of first 10 products listed. And then we want to send an email with a CSV file containing all the data. Okay, so now let's open the file. It should be in automation examples, CSV, a books CSV. So let's open it. And as you can see, all the values are here. Book names and the votes number. The first step is to open the website. So let's copy this. Let's open Giant Studio and make sure to enable add-on Selenium from the view, add-ons, Selenium. Alright, and the line is inserted here, so the Selenium add-on is loaded. So let's use Selenium open command, Chrome browser, URL, and the Bookabong website. Then we want to open the business category. So right click it. You can right click at any products category that is business. Let's right click here and choose inspect, of course. And then right click this element that is highlighted here and choose copy Xpath. And now that we've copied this, we can use Selenium click command, insert it here, the Xpath, and of course use search argument and choose argument by with the value of Xpath. Now that we've selected the business category, we want to get current URL, business category, and create empty lists for book names and votes numbers. So let's use Selenium get URL command to get this URL and name this variable, for example, main URL. Then we want to create lists of type text, result book names, and list create type integer, result votes numbers. Okay, then we want to open the first book result, get a book name and a vote number. So we want to repeat the steps from when we got the business category to get the correct Xpaths. So the book category, the book name. How do we get that? We want to get the book name and a vote number. So we don't have a vote number here, so we have to open the book webpage and see you see that the votes number is here. So what do we have to do first? We have to right click this element, choose inspect, and here right click it, copy and copy Xpath. So what do we have to do? We have to use Selenium click command, search by Xpath. Now that we've clicked the first book, we want to get text. So now that we've clicked it, we want to get text from this element. So again, copy Xpath and search, insert it here, and by Xpath. Then we want to use Selenium get text to get the votes number. So where is the votes number? Let's choose select an item and here. So here's the number of votes. Again, copy Xpath, and here search by Xpath. Alright, the last step is to choose the name of the variable that will store the results. So let's name this variable book name, and this variable result, this variable votes number. Alright, and now we want to add extracted values to the lists and process them so that they are of correct structure. So let's use list add command. So we want to add book name to book names variables. So book name to book names, and list add votes numbers to add votes number. But we have to change this value because this element contains votes and word, and we don't want that. We want to have only the number. So how to change it? We can do that in C#. So let's select this and insert the special characters for C# snippets. And now let's use a replace method and replace votes with nothing, with an empty string. Alright? Now we want to create a for loop, change ID of an opening book pages, and set URL to the business page at the end. So how do we do that? Okay, so here we want to add for command, and from 1 to 10, so that we get information about 10 books, and end for. Alright, so now let's add tab at the beginning of each line, and now let's see what we have to change. So here's one, and you can investigate yourself. Well, if I come back, I can copy an XPath of the next element. So inspect again, copy XPath, and you can see how they're different. Okay, so how are they different? This is one and this is the second. So if it is initialized with 1, we can just change it to the I variable, and it will be increased by 1 with each iteration of a loop. So that's okay. And this one and that one will not be different because each page has the same index. Each book page. Alright. So, is there any index that we have to change? No, we don't. So, we can also change the order of lines so that it's more intuitive. You know, after we get the book name, we want to add it to the list. Okay. And finally, we want to use Selenium set URL command to come back to the main URL, which is the business category. Alright, and now we want to close the browser. And we can close the Chrome instance and see if it works. Press F9 to launch the script. URL. Oh, okay. It should be main URL. So let's close it and let's press F9 and see again. Okay, it opens the first book page, gets all the information, then it opens another book, and it should be 10 times. Done. Repeat it. Alright. Okay, now it's closed. So let's click View Variables to see if all the information are extracted correctly. So as you can see, in the book names variable, there are many book names, and in the votes number, there are only numbers. So everything's perfect. So now let's close it, and what we have to do, we wanted to send an email with the CSV file. So we want to create the CSV file. And we want to create a path to this file. So let's create a path here. Path is equal to, again, we're going to use environment variable so that it works on all machines. User profile index, and on my machine it is on the desktop. I want it to be on the desktop, and the automation examples folder. Okay, and I wanted the file to be named books.csv. Okay, now someone might not have the automation examples folder, so let's create it in a C# snippet. So how to do this? System IO directory, create directory, and here we want to get the directory name because we can't create directory with a file name. So here should be system io path get directory name and path and semicolon, right? Okay, and finally we want to create a for loop in which we insert all the values into this file. So let's create one for I from, again, 1 to, and here we can use a C# snippet. Of course we can use the 10 value because it's here, but we can also do something like this: book names count. So from 1 to the last, to the number of book names elements, and of course end the block and the for block. Okay, so we're going to use text write command, a file name argument, path. We want to save this file into this path, and we want to append or override the file based on the iteration number. So we want to add or override book names I, then the numbers I variable, and we can use a special variable new line so that it's so that the next record is in the new line. Okay, now that we have it, we want to specify the write mode. Write mode. So if it is the first iteration of a loop, we want to override the file. But if it is if the I variable is more than 1, then we want to append. So let's use a C# snippet here, for example, because we can. There are multiple ways that you can do this, but this is what I like. So if the I variable is greater than 1, then the argument value should be append. Else it should be override. Okay, so let's press F9 and see what happens. And see if the file is created correctly with all the values that are correct. Okay, so now let's open the file. It should be in automation examples, CSV, a book CSV. So let's open it. And as you can see, all the values are here. Book names and the votes number. Let's close it. Lastly, we want to send an email with the CSV file attachment. And please make sure to fill all the email values correctly. It is a good practice to store usernames and passwords in the credential container. In order to add a credential, choose Tools, Credential Container, click Add, and in the key field, insert the name of your value, for example, mail, and then address. And remember to have a key containing the colon sign here. In the value, entry type value fields, insert, for example, your email address. And as you can see, I have some credentials. I already have mail and address, and mail and password, and mail and host. So I don't need to add them. Okay, let's close it. And yeah, so do the same with a mail password and a host name if you like. So let me show you how to access those values using the credential special variable. Okay, first we have to create a list text path result attachments. It is important because we want to add attachment to the email. So it has to be in a list. So okay, let's do it. Mail smtp. In this command, we have to use this command, and of course, please don't forget to use view add-ons and add-on net selected. Okay, and now specify the host name. It should be credential mail host. Login credential mail address, then password credential mail password, and from credential mail address to, for example, any email that you want to send to robot user, for example, giant.com, with the subject, for example, CSV attachment. And then with the body, hi, here's your book info. And finally, add attachments variable. Alright, I can't show you the inbox of my mail, but you can try this. It should work perfectly.